You okay with battery?
Is it HDMI? If so, forget about it. Because I don't even have HDMI apparently.
Okay. Oh.
Unless you have a
there
dongle.
is a dongle.
Sorry, I didn't think of it. Sorry for the last minute realization.
1080p interlaced 60 hertz
Okay. Sounds good.
standards.
I don't need audio.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Power? Power's good.
just
Oh. That doesn't look right. Everyone can read that right now.
Do you have another tunnel on the other side? No.
It's okay. I can just use that.
You're gonna use it?
Yeah. Whoa, trippy.
Don't mirror. First, don't mirror.
Okay.
Second, okay. Second on the external one. Got the windows. Yeah, the other window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put it on scaled. Put it on scaled. E 1080i. Yeah, okay. And now got the windows. Find again. Welcome to user interaction. Yeah. Yeah, and then put it on 60.
Okay. Let's find out.
And gather windows. Yeah, it's on confirm. Okay, so this.
If
and
this
do
doesn't work, it's not worth the time.
Wait, you know what? Let me
Oh, there we
show
go.
you.
Oh, we got it.
Okay.
We got it. Cool. Thank you. Phew. All right. Sorry. It might be worth it. We'll find out. All right. So, I want to talk a little bit about a thing. Hi, I'm Dan Schultz again. This is actually not an archive project, and I say that because I don't want to get the archive in trouble for it, but I obviously won't get in trouble for it. So this is a thing called Open Captions. I made it while I was an Open News Fellow at the Boston Globe. This was in 2012. Mitt Romney and Barack Obama were about to debate. Life was good. And I thought it would be really funny to make a drunk version of the transcript of the debate. But there was no way to do that. There was no, in real time. I wanted it to be something where we were brainstorming really newsworthy applications to make. This was the top of my list. So, challenge. How do we get a real-time stream of what's being said in the debate? Poked around. Okay, we could do like speech to text. We could do closed captioning. It's sitting right there. Holy crud! There's no API for this yet. There's no, WebSockets are a thing at this point. Socket.io exists. It's very early days, but there's no way to get access to the closed captions. So made Open Captions. Found this thing called a text grabber, which I think I might have bought the last one in existence. They don't sell it anymore, but you can plug in a TV stream, and it will extract the text, line 21, will extract the closed captions, send it over USB, and I built a little node server that would take that from the text grabber, plop it into a server, distribute it to any clients that are listening. Before I say clients and sockets too much more, who here is a programmer, like writing lines of code? Okay, a lot of people, but I don't want to alienate those who didn't raise their hands. So, point is, sockets are a way of pushing information. Most web interactions, I type a URL, I hit enter, my computer requests it. The server sends the data back. With a socket, you can actually say, hey, I want to connect, but I want to keep this connection open until I decide to close it. Could be days, could be years. And as you get data, server, send it to me. Send me an event so I can listen for it. And that's what Open Captions is built on top of. So this is what drunk C-SPAN looked like after no drinks, normal transcript. Started swapping letters after a couple buzzwords. Added get some hiccups after 8 drinks, and then by the time we hit 20, it's like practically incomprehensible. But there are useful reasons to use this service. You'll hear about it later. I could brainstorm a couple. I'll throw some out. But the idea of this architecture is you have a person or group. Hey, it might be the original source, broadcasting this in a streamable, workable way. People who pick it up then rebroadcast it themselves for their own users in their own applications. They might modify that stream in some way. In my case, I made it drunk. Somebody more thoughtful might do a translation layer, automatically translate a stream of words into a language. Suddenly, any service that broadcasts their captions over opened captions can then have their stream translated to whatever language this organization that translates it is doing. So the value of having sort of a standard, it's not a standard yet, it's basically a distributed system using an existing technology, which is sockets. But the idea that we can start to really grow this out into more than one source, going through a hub that redistributes, and it's push-based. It's not a back and forth, so it's actually pretty easy to scale. All right, so that's Open Captions in a nutshell. The reason I plugged this in is I just wanted to show you a demo. Ironically, so it's plugged into C-SPAN. Ironically, C-SPAN's feed, MIT is hosting it, and C-SPAN's feed is getting a little wonky, so I swapped it over to CNN. This is an advertisement right now. But this is, if you go to opentocaptions.com, you will be seeing, this is what is being aired on CNN right this minute. Right? I think ads are probably based in Boston. But even more cool, I think, is you can set up your own copy of this thing in like 2 minutes if you have Git. So it's an NPM library, so it's based in Node.js, so you can just npm install open-captions and you'll have it. That doesn't set up a server, that just sets up a thing you can configure to stream. I made a little example here just so you can get a sense of how little it truly is. Right? Create the server. This is all it is. It takes a socket and listens and adds the Open Captions stream, which is normally C-SPAN. So I wanted to show you, I'm going to set it up from scratch. Clone. Oh boy. Sorry for it's not mirrored, all that good stuff. So git clone. npm install. Okay, node server. Oh, right. And now npm install. That's better. And then, so it's just, this is downloading Open Captions, it's downloading whatever else it's using. And when I run the server, my laptop is going to connect to the Open Captions stream, and I will have a version of the real-time captions. Okay. It'll show up soon. It's probably just in the middle of a commercial break, so let's see. It's not yet. It's in the middle of a commercial break. Of course it is. Thank you, CNN. But maybe when I'm talking, it'll start showing captions again. But the point is, any of you could just get a copy of what's being said on television. You can write code against it. It's really easy to just pull in. Normally, it's focused on C-SPAN for reasons. And there we go. So that's, again, localhost. That's coming right through here. Say that again? Right, yeah. But you can do things, and you'll see an actual, I think the next presentation is an actual example of, hey, a journalist using this. Because when debates are happening, when important events are happening, whatever it might be, you could build an application that watches for keywords on C-SPAN, sends you an email whenever a topic you care about is being talked about. What I personally want to do, knowing now, putting the archive hat back on, I would love to be using this to do more than just send captions out, but also to send near real-time alerts about the metadata that's being extracted about television. So you can know through a push-based mechanism what's showing up on lower thirds, whose face is appearing on TV, who's the guest on Bill O'Reilly today, like that kind of stuff being pushed, extracted, and then distributed to you over WebSockets. That's the vision here. And the other vision is that because it's sort of this decentralized distribution mechanism where a server can listen to a source, but a server can also actually listen to a different opened captions server, you can now create this sort of network of, hey, I'm contributing this now, somebody else can contribute another version of it, it's scalable, and it backs itself up. All right, sorry, that was a little crazy, as 5-minute demos tend to be, but anyway, check out Open Captions. There is also a thing called Open Captions, which is like it's closed captions are the hidden ones, open captions are the ones that are burned on. So Opened Captions is a really unfortunate name that I didn't realize when I named it. So in case you get confused later. All right, thanks. Any questions?
What font is your terminal in?
You can using.
Yes.
Yeah, I can. So,
Well, you know, as Comic Sans, as any real programmer would
This already
go on.
what are the computer?
Right, so wait, the video's on. No comment. No, that's why I focus on C-SPAN, and I will be switching it back off. My hope would be that content creators would see something like this and say, oh man, that's awesome. I want people to be building things that on top of what we build. So they would want to provide a service like this themselves.
Was that question about copyright?
Exactly. In the meantime, C-SPAN, a lot of it is public domain. A lot of what's said are public speeches, things like that. Some of it, all of it is. But that's kind of what, that's the consideration. It's been running for like 5 years and nobody's cared yet. But then again, people are only starting to use it now, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. Right. So this is, like I said, it has been running for like 5 years in stasis pretty much. And I didn't really develop it past just doing what it did. Now that there are people that want to use it, I think it needs to be more robust in terms of, hey, more than one channel can be through it, be running through it, and you know more details about the channel it's talking about. So it's not there yet, but that I invite anybody who's interested in developing this. There are a lot of actually really low-hanging fruit things to add to this to make it more robust and more potentially useful. And I would love to treat it like an actual real open source project instead of just a quick hack, which is kind of how it started. Cool. Thanks.